convinced we all had the same childhood, so tell me if you grew up on these nostalgic foods. I love a concession stand nacho with the yellow corn tortilla chips that are always way too salty and kind of feel stale. Neon orange nacho cheese that has a little bit of spice to it, probably doesn't even have dairy in it, and the meat is always more like sloppy joes rather than chili. I have two older sisters that were always in sports, and I really was bored watching them play, but not if I got some nachos. They're just a perfect gloppy mess that I will likely always love. And homemade caramel corn is another thing that I still love to this day. Specifically this really messy kind that my mom would always make. It never solidifies, it always stays chewy and gooey, honestly really sticky and messy, but it's just so buttery and addicting. When I was in middle school, maybe early high school, my mom used to make this creamy chicken biscuit situation. It was shredded chicken, chicken gravy, and then cream of chicken soup. A lot of chicken going on there. And then you just put it over top of a biscuit. We really loved it at first, and so then my mom continued to make it over and over and over and over and over again until we were completely sick of it. But honestly, it was pretty good today. It tastes like chicken and dumplings. Restaurant food, grocery edition. I must be living under a rock. I didn't know that Wendy's had chili in the stores now. I added cheese to it, obviously, and it really did smell like Wendy's chili, and it tasted like it. At first, I was thinking it was a little too tomato-y, but usually when I have Wendy's chili, I also have sour cream, crackers, and hot sauce in it. It really does taste like it, and I've eaten a lot of Wendy's chili. Red Lobster now has honey butter biscuits in the freezer section, like the prepared ones, not the mix. All you have to do is add the honey butter seasoning to some butter and put it over your baked biscuits. Side note, if you've never had the Cheddar Bay freezer section biscuits, they're way better than the mix. Okay, these were very delicious. They're super moist and soft and buttery on the inside and the outside, but they really aren't that sweet. And I've never been to Benihana, but I thought this yakisoba steak looked really good, so I wanted to give it a try anyways. I went into it with microwave meal expectations, but the steak and the zucchini looked pretty good. And for a freezer meal, they were good. It was actually steak that kind of tasted flame broiled, and the zucchini tasted fresh. It just needed a little more sauce, but other than that, I liked it. Let me know if you tried these. They have Long Islands the size of your head, and they're making their food from scratch. This is Rosalie's Roadhouse. It's in Jonesville, Michigan. It's one of my faves. Their spinach artichoke dip comes in a homemade bread bowl, and they're also making their tortilla chips in-house. I mean, you get it. Everything's made in-house. And the dip is more than just a bunch of cream cheese. It has so much flavor and seasonings and big pieces of caramelized garlic. And the chips are truly their own experience. They're really light and crispy and buttery. They taste like pot pie crust. I also tried their fried pickles recently, and they were really good. And this is the first time I've ever trying one of their smash burgers. I got the beer cheeseburger. First off, they have a custom blend of prime steak trimmings that they use to make the patties. And then the burger that I got came with beer cheese, crispy onions, and candied bacon. And you guys, this is a genuine reaction. First time having it, and it was incredible. I wouldn't change a single thing about this burger. It was juicy. It had little crispy bits from the flat top, salty and perfectly seasoned, but then the candied bacon added a sweetness to it. There was so much butter soaked into the buns, and the beer cheese wasn't too beery. It just added a rich creaminess to it. They have so many flavors of Long Island iced teas. I usually get peach or strawberry, and you can also get them to go. Pictures don't do it justice. Here's the chewy, sticky caramel corn recipe you all are asking about. This is the recipe that I used for my video, but the one I grew up on, my mom's recipe, will be at the end. This one's easier, but I prefer the taste of my mom's a little bit more. Add half a cup of brown sugar to a stick of melted butter. Add in some mini marshmallows. I just use regular. It's what I had on hand. Now, this is really your preference for how many marshmallows you use. You can use anywhere from 3/4 to 1 3/4. Then just pop it in the microwave at 30-second increments until you can stir it up, and it makes this really creamy, smooth texture. Then just add a bag of popcorn to it. I like to scoop the popcorn into it so I can get rid of any kernels, you know, annoying. Then I don't think you have to lay it out on parchment paper, but I like to, I don't know, because I'm impatient and it goes quicker. Or just eat it warm. Who am I to tell you what to do? It's so sticky, stretchy. It stays this texture, and I just love it. Now, this one does take on a little bit of a Rice Krispie taste, only a little bit because of the marshmallows, but my mom's recipe is way more buttery, caramely, that type of a taste. And hers isn't stretchy like this, but it is always really chewy, which I love. Let me know if you try it and what you thought. I used all of your broccoli salad tips and figured out what mine was missing. The best way to make bacon is in the oven. Not only does it make cleanup easier, but the bacon is better. It's not floppy. It's not super crunchy. It's melt in your mouth. I then cut my broccoli up. I like it in like smaller bite-sized pieces. I usually get just one head crown of broccoli, but I could have used a little bit more broccoli this time. Also, Kiwi loves the little broccoli crumbs. Then what I think I was missing in my sauce was sour cream, apple cider vinegar, and the sugar. And I don't do too much. I want just a little bit of tang and a little bit of sweetness, but I like the salty mayo base. Then I just do salt, pepper, onion powder. You can put a real onion in it, but onions are too strong these days. And I can't be restricted on cheese or bacon, so I just eyeball it and add in a ton. Now I do like add-ins like cranberries, sunflower seeds, raisins, but I do leave them separate because it depends on my mood. You guys kept telling me to add apple cider vinegar to it, and I thought you guys were wrong. I'm gonna be honest. You were right. The sour cream makes it so much creamier than just having mayo in it. Then I just do enough apple cider vinegar and sugar to have a little bit of tangy sweetness to it, but salty and smoky from the bacon. It is seriously so good.